Okay, today we are going to use fractions. We are going to learn how to use fractions at what is it. First thing we have to know is we use fractions when we have some parts of a whole. It consists of an integer, numerator, and a non-zero integer that's called denominator. The numerator represents a number of equal parts and the denominator indicates how many of those parts make up a whole. For example, let's say this apple, this pie. This pie is divided into 4 pieces, so you can see that the denominator indicates the parts that the pie is divided. 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4 parts. And here the numerator indicates how many parts are taken. In that case, there are 3 parts: part 4, part 1, and part 2. And there is 1 left. So 3 fourths is the fraction. It's called 3/4, and it represents that we take 3 from 4 parts. Let's see what is equivalent fractions. With that example, we have this part, this square, and if we divide into 2 pieces, every one is 1 second. And if we divide again, this is 1/4 and 1/4. So this is 2. Sorry, it's 4. 2/4. It's equal to 1 second. So if we go on, 1 second is similar to 2/4, and it's similar to 3/6. Okay, that part here, 3, that's it, 3/6, and equal to this part is 4 from 8. There are 8 in total, but that's equal to 5/10. So let's say 1 second equal to 2/4 equal to 3/6 equal to 4/8 equal to 5/10. So in general, if you have a fraction 1 second and you multiply by the same number, numerator and denominator, you obtain the same number, the same fraction. An equivalent fraction is called. So if you multiply by 2, you obtain 2/4. Is that part here. And if you multiply by 3, you obtain 3/6. This is this part. If you multiply by 4, you obtain this, and if you multiply by 5, you obtain this. So if you multiply numerator and denominator in a fraction, you have fractions equivalent. Let's know how to sum fractions. Okay, if they have the same denominator, that number is called denominator, remember, it's very easy because you have to keep the denominator and to sum numerator, so the result is 5 because it's 3 plus 2 is 5. But now we have a problem. There is a problem if the denominator is not the same, but we solve this problem very easily because if we multiply this denominator and this one by a number and we try to find an equivalent fraction with same denominators, we will solve the problem. So what's the denominator we are going to write here? Okay, you can guess. It's very easy. You have to multiply 5 by 2 and you have 10, and 2 multiplied by 5 you have 10. But don't have a mistake, don't make a mistake, because if you multiply the denominator by 2, also you have to multiply numerator by 2, so you have to write 6. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, and in the other fraction you have multiplied 2 by 5, so you have to multiply 1 by 5 too, and the result is 5. So you have to write, you can do now the addition very easily because the denominator is the same, so you write the same denominator, and the numerator is the sum of both numerators, so here is 11. So that fraction 11/10 is the result to sum 3/5 plus 1/2, and is 11/10. What about subtraction? Well, is absolutely the same, because to subtract, if the denominator is the same, you write the same denominator, and the numerator is the subtraction of both, so 3 minus 2 is 1. And if they have different denominator, you have to guess, you have to find the same, the equivalent fraction with the same denominators. In that case, the less common multiple is 10, and here also 10, here too 10. So if we multiply 5 by 2 to have 10, we have to do the same with numerator, and we have 6. We should have 6 on the numerator, and the same with the second fraction. We have multiplied 2 by 5, so we have to multiply 1 by 5, and the result is 5. And sorry, here there is a mistake, it's not sum. Remember, it's not sum, it's subtraction, and the result is 10 for the denominator, and in the numerator 1. So that's the result, 1/10, if you subtract these two fractions. Okay, finally, what about multiplication and division? Well, it's very easy too, because to multiply you have to multiply numerators and denominators and write it here. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, and 5 multiplied by 2 is 10. Let's see that this fraction is the result, and it has no other equivalent fraction with less number for the numerator and denominator. So that's the fraction that we can't reduce more. We can't write with numbers little numbers, more lower numbers. And what about division? To divide two fractions, you have to multiply in that way. 3 multiplied by 2, and you write it on in the numerator. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, and for the denominator, 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. You write here for the numerator. So the result is 6/5, and this fraction is not possible to reduce, to put a fraction with lower numbers. So that's the goal, that's the result.